Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Playmates Toys Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Stockman Fly. The new releases of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have now reached store shelves, and Spot's going to be having a look at a couple of them in the next several videos. This is the Stockman Fly, an updated take to the Baxter Stockman Fly, originally conceived, originally on the classic TV series, still one of my favorite series of the 80s. Warning, choking hazard, small parts not for children under 3 years of age. And we spin around the back of the package. A read-up says, training under the Sensei Splinter, these turtles teens build their skills in Jiu-Jitsu and become the lean green fighting team known as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. With some awesome allies, the turtles prepare the next battle against the mighty adversaries, Shredder and the Krang. Yes, you would be correct. There's no read-up actually on the Stockman Fly. However, a multitude of new characters have been introduced to the figure lineup. Characters such as Monkey Brains, Attila the Frog. We also have new additions such as Napoleon Bonafrog. Not to mention, of course, the villains have their own fair share. Dark Beaver. There's the Muck Man. There's a whole ton of them. Gotta say, Playmates still churning out awesome Ninja Turtle figures. That being said, Spot's gonna take a break. Gonna get this opened up, and when we come back, we're gonna get a better look at the Stockman Fly. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's have a look at the Stockman Fly. Accessories for the Stockman Fly include a candy bar, a partially eaten candy bar. This is Choco, but I can imagine it says chocolate. It's all brown plastic. There's no additional paint or anything to it. It actually somewhat matches almost the same coloring as his head and his arms. You can take the chocolate bar and put it into his hand. As you can see, it doesn't fit very well, although you could also put it into his, there you go. You could put it also into his fly claw. And we would just remove that out. It's a pretty neat looking piece. Spot grew up with the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Excuse me, I must be allergic to flies. Spot did, in fact, grow up with the old Ninja Turtle cartoon, and that, for that matter as well, the old comics. So I remember the Baxter Stockman Fly. Now this is the Baxter Fly. Again, a slightly tweaked, updated take, which I love about the new cartoon, is that it's like old characters that we, like the older viewers like myself, have grown up with, and they just put a new coat of paint. Introduce him not only to the young market of viewers, but also the old guys like myself. Coloring's pretty good on the Baxter, on the Stockman Fly here. His shirt, nice purple color, kind of a purpley pink. His pants are a light blue. On the back, the one thing I like about the Stockman Fly, for posability, the wings you can even pose. So if you want to pose them down, you could certainly do that, or for that matter, you can also have them standing straight out, which is probably going to be the look I go with a little bit more for posability. The face. Let's move his arms out of the way and let's look at his grotesque face. I like that also the green is similar enough to his wings, but it's almost like they've put almost like a yellowy kind of gold color. It seems more predominant on this one side versus this side. This side doesn't seem to have as much. I'm wondering if it's just something that they've left off. I'm not quite sure. But the face, yes, is very gruesome. I like the brown that they went with. There's no additional colors that they put over top of it, which is kind of a shame, but it still does a pretty good job of standing out. Speaking of standing out, the Baxter Stockman Fly, Stockman's Fly, is kind of somewhat pre-posed. You can see that his one leg, its one leg is bent forward, the other leg is extended back. So there are only certain poses that you can get it in. When you start posing it any other way, it likes to want to topple forward and or back. Unfortunately, like the Turtles toys, or unlike, I should say, the Turtles toys that always seem to have the more posable joints to it, it seems like the supporting characters, if you will, tends to be relegated to less posability. Sure, the Baxter fly, Stockman fly, does have a ball joint in the head, which is the one thing I really like about it. It's not just a, it's not just a straight swiveled head. You get a lot of different posing options there. The shoulders as well as the legs are hinged. You can still move them forward and back and out, as well as the arms. You can rotate them all the way around and out. But sadly, there's no posability in the arms, which is a downside. The knees could have had a point where you could have bent the knee, but I'm okay with that. I would have, though, liked a little bit of posability going on in the elbow section. That's just me. I think if I'm going to forfeit one bit for something else, knee articulation for certain figures doesn't bother me as much. Kind of wish, though, there was a little bit of elbow movement going on. But a still pretty posable, fun little figure. Again, kudos to Playmates for continuing to release more turtles. I gotta say, though, if you really think about it, of all the propertied figures out there, can you think of one that actually is as loyal to their line as Playmates? I gotta say, like, really, they're churning out everybody in figure form. Oh, and also, there was the waist swivel. I forgot to mention that as well. A good looking piece. Wish it had a little more articulation, but at the end of the day, not a bad looking fly. Today's toy spot, we were having a look at the Playmates toys, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We were looking today at the Stockman fly. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more toy spots heading your way. Thanks for watching. See you next time.